Hi there, this is Åsa with another scrapbooking process video. This layout already got some attention on the Facebook group of Nicole Jones 911, and it's been really fun to read all your lovely comments. And now I have solved some of the computer problems I had, so I'm ready to record the voiceover for this process video. This is a layout with a photo of me and my daughter. It was taken in June this year, and we had lunch or some kind of afternoon meal in the playhouse in the garden, and my daughter is sipping her banana smoothie through a straw, and we took a selfie with the telephone. I am using a Simple Stories card with the layout, and the rest of the page is totally sprinkled with everything small and shiny that I could find. The first I did was to bring out all the small stuff that I had laying around. I have a lot of them, and those are all items that I in some place in time needed to have, to own, to I had to buy them. So most of the time when you buy those kind of embellishments, you get 500 or 1,000 of them, and perhaps you use 20 or 30 of them before you get bored of them, so you always end up with a lot of leftovers. So I have plenty of different embellishments like that, and I've also traded with friends, and it has gotten me even more. So this was an idea I had to use up some of those embellishments. I started off with sorting them in kind of rainbow fashion, and then I glued the card from Simple Stories to the background beside the photo, and I started gluing. I have a small box of paper bits and pieces that I started with. Those are the larger embellishments on this page, and I color sorted them all around the layout according to the plan I had made with the small glittery sparkly items that I started off with. So in the lower left corners I have the yellows. In the upper left corner there are more like greens and blues, and in the lower corner I have the reds, and in the upper right corner there's the pink ones and a couple of purple ones. I don't own that much purple items. Purple is a hard color, I think. But it was no problem finding red and pink ones, so that's the dominant colors on this layout. That suits me perfectly, by the way. I also like yellow a lot. I managed to put some black and silver and also gold into this layout, because I had lots of those items, and the black grounded the page more to the lower parts of the page, and the silver I just put with the pink ones, and the gold got with the yellow and the orange colors. So it worked out perfectly. This whole layout took approximately 1.5 hours, and it was so therapeutical. It was so nice to make it, because it was not a lot of thinking going on. I just sorted the colors and started gluing, and I used my double-sided tape, my liquid adhesive from Scotch, and my glue pen. and between the three of those adhesives I managed to put everything down on the page, and it's still there, so it's a good selection of adhesives. Now I'm still gluing down the larger items, the paper items, and as you can see I try to cover as much space as possible, because I knew that the smaller spaces between them would be no problem to fill with sequins and the rhinestones and dots, the pearl bead dots and such things. So I just sprinkle them around. Now I start with the smaller stuff, and it was really rewarding to fill the space with color and all these pretty and shiny objects, because at one point in time I really liked them and I wanted to use them, so it's fun to use them finally. And this overflow with color makes everyone happy. I got a question about the background of the paper, the background of the layout. It's the plain white piece of cardstock, and I will also try and glue the whole layout onto yet another piece of sturdy cardstock to make it more stiff, because I'm afraid that if the page bend ever so slightly, the harder embellishments like the sequins and the acrylic embellishments will pop off, and that would be really sad. You know, when you flip through the album and the page protector has a pile at the bottom with embellishments that are have fallen off. That's sad and really uninspiring to fix. So now I'm almost gone all the way around the layout with all the shiny things, and some of them I put on top of that Simple Stories card, just to make it a part of the layout and not leave a white border all around, so it kind of grounds the card and also creates a whole unity of the page, not the card part and the rest. So I have no problem putting and placing these tiny objects, but I guess it would be a problem for some. A pair of tweezers would be perfect perhaps, but it's okay for me to work with my fingers only. Most of these tiny objects I store in Ziploc bags, tiny Ziploc bags, and it's something that I will continue doing because it gives order, and it's neat to flip through those bags. I also store the smaller bags onto jump rings so that I can flip through them, and also store them hanging on hooks when I not use them. So I prefer the bags that have a hole for hanging. I use some half beads, pearl beads. They are a bit dimensional and gives an extra pop. I have lots of those. I don't use them a lot because they are really they are high. They are very dimensional. So on an ordinary regular layout, they become too much. But on this this layout, it was not a problem. Everything was dimensional and sticking off the page, so it was okay. I'm a scrapbooker that likes titles. To me, a page is not finished without a title, and even though the card has a lot of words, I wanted to add a title. So by now I tried to come up with a title, but I had nothing that would really make sense, and so I just took out a pack of glittery thickers, sparkly glittery thickers in the aqua color that I had left, and I looked at the letters to see if I could make a word out of them, and I realized that I could write we. So a couple of years ago I wouldn't have used English in my titles because I live in a country where Swedish is the language and not English, but these days I have no problem writing in English on my layouts because not the journaling, but the titles, it's totally okay with me, and I often do. So I spelled we with an exclamation mark, and then I used the word stickers from a couple of different alpha sets, both from Simple Stories and My Mind's Eye, to get some more color, rainbow colors on the photo. On the still photos, shortly you'll see all the words and how the layout ended up. I'm not very impressed with the lighting and the filming quality of this video, so I will try and do better in the future. But in this still photo you can see just how the layout turned out, and it's a lot more brighter than on the film. And then some close-ups. Here's the close-up of the word stickers and my beautiful daughter. And here you see the whole rainbow effect of all the embellishments, following also the rainbow pattern of the card from Simple Stories. So, this is all for today. Have a nice time. Bye!